Well, it's about damn time. Now, I finally got around to doing a Survivor winner ranking, guys. I don't think I actually ever done a winner ranking on Survivor before. The last couple years I've been meaning to like do a ranking where I rank every single winner of Survivor. But for some reason, just timing and when I try to film, it just never goes well. But I think now is the perfect time for me to rank every Survivor winner. Look at all the winners from the US seasons and the international seasons, and tell me which ones I think are the most interesting, the most fun. Again, I'm going to rank these winners based on a few criteria. Mostly on how they played on the individual season, not them in the overall player scheme of Survivor, and just how much I really enjoyed them. Like gameplay might play some factor in some of these winners, but just gonna focus on just pure enjoyment. How much I enjoyed the winners, maybe on a personality level, maybe like gameplay might play some factor, or just how much their winning trajectory was satisfying and how much I enjoyed their winning season, their winning play on their season. That's how it's gonna go into when it comes to this list. And again, I'm gonna rank these like different tiers. I'm gonna do like an actual tier list format. Like I am just gonna do it in a different way because I always have trouble trying to film that tier list aspect. For some reason, it could be my computer or something. But in the end, I do hope you all still enjoy this list. This is Ross Wikipedia, and here's my ranking on every Survivor winner. Basically, I'm going to have 8 tiers, and then basically I'm talking about all the winners that I was going to be in that tier. And again, give my legitimate ranking on how I would rank every winner, honestly. I have like 8 winners to say. So for the first tier we're talking about, we're going to talk about just the general worst of the worst. The winners I think are just not that great of winners, or the winners I just didn't really enjoy much of their time on Survivor. Survivor, like, maybe some of these aren't like entirely bad, maybe I have a couple positives about them, but as a whole, the winners I just don't have anything with. Though, worst for me going to Brian from Survivor Thailand, which I say he's the lip on the barrel, and truly, that should come as no surprise if you watch Survivor. That Brian's probably the worst winner in the show's history, at least from a pure likability standpoint or a pure enjoyment standpoint. Like, he could be like is impressive game player, though. At the time, he does have his problems with that aspect, where he actually was close to losing that season to fucking the biggest go in entire history in Clay, which is insane if you really think about it. Like, really insane if you really think about it. I don't know, he's one of the few winners where I don't really have any positives to really say about him in general. Like, again, he was a very icky person. Definitely displays on the huge courage batsman stereotype, and he used like very icky tactics to try and get his way. Much of how he talked to certain players, which how he treats certain players, and like he was honestly lucky he won. I don't think his tactics would do well in modern day, obviously, but he's one that I don't think everyone's gonna that was enjoy and for good reason. And the other two are winners that I don't think are like icky, are just kind of boring. Like sometimes boring is worse, but those two I would say is Vanessa from Survivor South Africa, Panama Season 1, and Guy from Celebrity Survivor 2006. And I just don't really have really much to say about this guys, honestly. Like, maybe some people might enjoy Vanessa, but I don't know, I just never really connected much with Vanessa on that season. I find that both these winners actually are winners that actually end up being voted out and returning to the game. Those are like weird circumstances. Again, there was this Demi Iron thing in the first South Africa season, and so Survivor, there was an instance where 2 people ended up returning to the season and the final freaking 3. No joke. And those people ended up making the final 2. No joke. So yeah. Not much you can really say about those wins, but those are the only ones that are going to be in that tier. And now for the next tier, I got just nothing to say. Pretty much winners that don't really, again, there's winners that are just kind of forgettable and I don't really have too much to say about now. And there are like 4 winners that fit this tier actually. First one being Avi from the first Survivor New Zealand season, which Nicaragua, which I don't really have much to say about the hats in general, so yeah. Then we have Johnny from Survivor UK Season 2 Panama, which I think is the worst Survivor season of all time. He's just kind of forgettable in there. Then we have Lorette, also who was from Survivor South Africa Season 2 Malaysia. And not much to say about this, by her winning story, by her wanting her because she won money more. And the definition is here, Natalie, the first, and part of the definition is here, Natalie White from Survivor Samoa. Again, she's probably the one I probably feel the most bad for, honestly, because you know the point was a great character in Natalie somewhere. There was a great storyline and some interesting stuff involving Natalie. She just got barely shown. Of all the winners on all the winners, she's probably the one who got the least amount of confessionals. So yeah, don't have much to say about Natalie, unfortunately, which is again, it's pretty disappointing. And now we get to the mixed bag tier, which is based on explanatory based ones I think have some good qualities, but then some bad qualities, and they kind of blend together to be just one that I feel mixed about, just in the middle. And I do have four winners that fit this tier. The first one being GG from Survivor South Africa, South Carolina, who is the one that ended up being like Ashley in the end, which she actually was like that was pretty much dominating the entire season, but ended up losing to Gigi, who someone that didn't really do much in the season, but she does have her fun moments. She does have some pretty smart moments here and there, but not one that really sticks out. And then we got Sophie Clark from Survivor, and then we got uh, Sophie Clark from Survivor South Africa. Sorry, Sophie from South Pacific. Who honestly, she's only definitely gotten out. I used to think she was the worst one, honestly, to why. And why I do kind of still have an issue with her, especially with that 5 Media Challenge. But as a whole, she's one I think actually plays a more impressive game than you might think, actually. And then we have Charlotte from Survivor, the first Survivor season, who's a very interesting one, most because I totally forgot how negatively she was portrayed on that season. She was probably had the most negative edit up to that point, and she also actually was the first one that survived an actual pergogging. Honestly, which was the last person ever tried, but was able to actually survive through that and win the season and unanimous vote. So that's impressive. But nah, so much about Charlotte. And now we get to Chris Underwood from Edge Station, who definitely did bump up actually a few spots on. So I think I originally had him in the nothing to say category, but I guess right now what he was given his somewhat impressive moves in the last few rounds, and him having an epic blindside, and him having the occasional good moments, especially after we watch Edge Extinction, does make him stand out a bit more, honestly. And that was could be more biased that I also watched the Talent Challenge that helped a little bit too, but and to just judge from Edge Extinction, but he definitely well, he's not one of my favorites, obviously. He did end up bumping up a little bit for me, so yeah. And now we get to the good enough category, which is basically the category where, and it's also where people think are just good enough, where they do not the most standout winners in the world, but do at least some good moments that make them pretty interesting to watch. And there are actually 5 winners in this tier. The first one I'm talking about is Christy from the first Australian Survivor 2016, who it's just decent, honestly. I didn't know how I felt about Christy when I first watched it, but honestly, I'm kind of just decent on her, but she does give a pretty interesting final travel where basically she kind of lied in what she was saying, but it was kind of effective. She was called the disaster chart to having the pre-merge. She was definitely one of the stand as a pre-merge, but definitely had been up and down game in the post-merge, and that really stuck out. But alright, I still enjoy Christy enough, and I wouldn't mind seeing her make an eventual return at some point. We'll see how it goes. You'll see how it goes. And then we have both Erica and Gabler from the new era. Erica from 41 and then Gabler from 43. Who are definitely very interesting winners as they play the most like surprising winner aspect to where like you wouldn't believe they actually ended up winning where Erica obviously was kind of invisible most of the pre-merge and then so then went to anti-Alcast twist, but she does have some standout gameplay moments. Maybe the most interesting to his personality, but I still don't mind Erica. And same with Gable as well. And the one might be a little more in plain sight if you rewatch it, but it's still shocking me like, holy shit, Gabler? Well, I don't think there's a reason why he would go through. Aside from some moments, he never like stuck out to me much, so that's why he's only this tier. Sorry. And then we have Kim from Survivor One World. Like her game, I'll say this is the thing where I think her gameplay is probably the only reason why she's only good enough tier. So as much as I do enjoy Kim, I've never found the most interesting personality in the world. She doesn't really stand out in terms of her personality, in terms of who she is. I don't remember what it is about Kim. It's not she does any wrong or anything. She just never really sticks out. Of course, Fighter Display is probably one of, if not the most dominant games in history. It's what puts her in this tier, honestly. And like I said, gameplay might face some factors into these winners, and Kim is probably one of the few. And the person at the top of this tier, surprisingly, is Bob from Survivor Gabon. I would say, in terms of gameplay, Bob is probably the worst winner on this list, because he does not do good at all for most of the season, and the moves he has to try to make ends up like working against his allies, like the whole fake battle for Randy. Like, really? But Bob is still irritating enough presence, but he does have some fun moments. He's a mostly satisfying winner, and again, it's more because those moments I mentioned are just unintentional ways. It's kind of what puts him in his tier. Now we get to the solid enough tier. Basically, from I think I was just flat solid to where it may have some questionable moments or may not have the most interesting personalities, but when it's there, I definitely do mind that we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 winners in this tier. Yes, 9 winners that make this tier. And the first one, and the first 2 I'm on top of are another 2 most surprising winners, like with Eric and Gable, and that's like Nicole from Survivor Meat Island, from Survivor South Africa Meat Island, and Tom from Survivor South Africa Philippines. Two I think are 2 of the best seasons of Survivor in my opinion. I might do an international season ranking at some point. You guys can check it out if my Survivor season ranking. You guys want to find what this end up being. But they're still pretty solid winners against surprising winners, but pretty surprising ones. At least a lot more better surprising than Eric and Gabler, because it actually makes the season actually a little bit better. They end up being the winners of the season. Again, Nicole being someone that never really stood out, but someone I still enjoyed. I mean, she was getting confessions consistently, but I don't think anyone thought she was a winner kid. Like, and Milan was a season that basically had so many winning contention, like so many like decoy winners in that season. So, well, it's one of the most unpredictable seasons in Star history, in my opinion, and Cole winning really just adds to that. And same with Tom as well. You know, Philippines is also the one that had a lot of potential. Though, but there was one play that ended up being one, though he ended up getting voted in Final Four. And when it's him and Johnny, you're like, is he gonna actually win? And he did. He did. Not the fact that he actually could have been voted on the first episode. He was treated as a pig for most of the season. He was treated as someone that everyone just flat out despised. And yeah, he ended up winning the season. You can't make this stuff up. That's what makes that. That's what always makes South Africa such a fascinating season to watch. Like, I do pray we actually get that season at some point. Points. And then we get the 2 winners that are pretty much very similar archetypes and very similar reasons to why they are here. And that's Mark from Australian Survivor Blood vs. Water and Tommy from Alien Idols. And they're very similar to where they're not like the most interesting personalities, but they're kind of boring. But they still can have the occasional fun moment. And their gameplays are pretty impressive for most of the season. I'll say Tommy is obviously more impressive to why that's why he's behind the Mark. But Mark still has his moments. Obviously, and the pretty obvious winners, obviously. Some of the most obvious winners on Survivor history, but they end up being satisfying enough winners to where they still end up making this high in this tier. And the gameplay aspects are pretty impressive. Like effective plays of great social games. And then we get to Ben from Survivor Heroes the Hustler. It's like really the only reason Ben is only in 51 is because obviously that's a Fire 4 fire making twist. And of course at the final 7 at the final 8 his game kind of tanks honestly. We just find idle after idle after idle. Like if it wasn't that run, he probably would have been a lot higher because he was actually amazing and impressive early in the season. Like, he was getting good screen time, he was getting good story, and again that more involving his PTSD was actually one of the most emotionally poignant moments in Survivor history. After that, his game kind of tanked, so it's like, yeah, 51, very serious suited. And then we have Denise from Survivor Philippines, who, I'd say still a fun character, honestly. I don't think she's definitely the most interesting. I think people remember Denise more for the fact of her relationship with Malcolm, and the fact that she ended up going to every tribe council. But I still don't mind Denise. I mean, and I'll say the same thing with Oris from Survivor and I would say it's something like Oris from Survivor Exile Island, who I think is actually a lot more fun character than people give him credit for. Actually, like he's definitely not the craziest Exile member. Like, yeah, that tribe is insane. Honestly, I totally forgot how anything the tribe is after rewatching, but that's already for another day. But Oris was definitely a lot more fun character. He has a lot of fun moments, a lot of fun aspects. He was also one of that basically had the most votes against him during this time. So yeah, I definitely don't mind Oris. Now we have Jen Magessa from Survivor the Amazon. When I die, I think I might put a bit higher, but I kind of went down a little bit after rewatching the Amazon because I totally forgot how she was kind of likable at times, but she was kind of betrayed like a mean girl. Like I totally blanked on that. Like I totally forgot that she was kind of betrayed in that way. Honestly, most towards Christy. But she does have a fun moment still, and she also has that moment she basically almost quit the final 5 and somehow starting to win the season, which is a nice surprise. But overall, I definitely don't mind Jenna. It's that mean girl aspect that does bring it down a little bit, though. And the last one here is Fabio from Survivor Nicaragua. Again, I always like Fabio, honestly. It's a fun goofball to watch from the majority of the season. There's really no reason why he's only in this tier, just to find the winner is just become much better. But I think Fabio's a really solid winner, obviously. Like, someone that's just very charming and fun to watch. That's pretty much all this Fabio. It's just charming and a goofball. And now we're going to get to the good stuff tier. Basically, the tier that films I think are just general good. I might go a little more rapid fire on this one, but look at that, I don't have like too much to say about these wins. But all these wins are still pretty damn good, obviously. They may have a couple of flaws that do hold them back, but are still good winners. With the first one we're talking about being Graham from Survivor South Africa Champions. Basically appeals Graham's the boring version of Tony. And still Tony, so you're obviously like this on this tier. And then you got Heike from Survivor South Africa Maldives. Then we have Shane from and Jericho, Shane from Shane from Australian Survivor Championship 1, Jericho from Australian Survivor 2017, Matthew from Survivor UK Season 3. I mean, all pretty solid winners. They might not have the most nag personalities, but still pretty solid winners. Mostly because gameplay and a little fun moments here and there. Nick Wilson, then for Goliath, who is definitely on top of him nowadays, but in real life, he's still a pretty good winner. Still pretty good underdog story. Then we have Wendell from Ghost Island. I didn't find the most interesting personality on rewatch, but he's still a pretty impressive one, and a pretty likable one. Contrast to how he was in Winners Award to how he is now. Then we have Sarah Lucina, who I'm not sure people are going to be like that she's in this tier, but again, I shouldn't find Sarah to be that interesting personality. It's really her gameplay and her moves and her impressiveness, and that is what puts her in this tier. Like I said, gameplay has some factors here, and that's a prime example. Then we have Vesepia from Acacia, I think a pretty underrated winner. Then we have Amber from Survivor All Stars. Yeah, she most stands out because of Boss Rob, but she still has good moments in her own right that puts her in this tier. Now Anderson from with Del Sur, probably didn't stand out much to pretty much aside from her moment Jaw Rocker, but her impressiveness, everything after the final 9, it's what puts her in this tier, where her personality really stands out a lot more. Doesn't have the feistiness that she and sister played on the Amazing Race, but she still has her moments. Then we have Tom Westman from Survivor Palau, Dane Borray from Survivor Guatemala, Brandaway winner, Liz from Australian Survivor Liz from Australian Survivor Heroes Villains, and when the base of the top is tier, D from Survivor 45. All generally good winners. Might have like too much to say about all of them, but still pretty good winners. Okay, we're getting close to the top tier, and now we got one last tier before we get to the actual top tier, and that is the still worthy win tier. This basically has like the main. This basically has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 14 winners that have made this tier. As the rest are going to be on the actual top tier. But the winners I think, well, they did not miss that tier. These winners are still, I think, are pretty worthy winners in their own right. The first one is Robert from Australian Survivor Season 2, who probably was the best winner up to this point, where while that season is probably the most forgettable season Survivor, Robert's the only one that's basically is member. Also, may rest in peace. Then we have Pia from Survivor Australian Survivor Season 2, and then one a pretty like obvious winner, but still a pretty good one, and had some really great moments throughout. Then we have Lisa from Survivor New Zealand Season 2. I bet she's going to be competing in that Australian Survivor First World thing, which I'm very excited for. Then we have Ethan Zahn from Survivor. Then we have Ethan Zahn from South Africa. Then Tina from Survivor Australia Outback, and Richard from the first winner in Survivor Borneo. Then we have, which are, you know, pretty great first 3 winners of the show, honestly. Like, great winners, great personalities, great storylines throughout. Then we have JT from Chocolate Cheese Tour. Again, if I was judging based on his earlier appearances, he would be a lot lower here. Like, probably wasn't still enough to go enough tier, most because those runs really like brought down his reputation, especially game changes. But judging him on his Chocolate Cheese seasons, he's fantastic. Then we have Cochran from Survivor Cameron, who also plays probably the second perfect game in the show's history. Okay, on the while he's probably one of the US season winners, probably the most obvious winner, he's still a pretty worthy winner, and also can really good storyline. And same with Tyson from Survivor Blood vs. Water. So on there, honestly, I had them terrible stick with his villains, managed to demon still by playing in one hell of a game this season. And seeing that, and I remember I used to hate Tyson, and now I've been watching, why did I hate Tyson? Then we have Michelle from Survivor Karong, and if I just this one winner's award, she actually would be a lot higher, honestly, but just a cover game, she's still pretty good. Then we have Mary Ann from Survivor 42. I mean, I'm always looking for great character winners, and Mary Ann is definitely one of them. Then we have the Queen of Survivor herself, Sandra Diaz-Twine. And Again, this is going to be judging her both her wins on this season. I've got to mention with the two-time wins, I'm judging just both their wins at one time. Mostly because I feel very similar to other winners. I mean, it might be more others, but I think it just makes more sense to combine them both, honestly. And she probably both can probably rebound the spot anyway, honestly. But it's pretty much well again, judge what she maybe can be irritating at times. She is still one hell of a Survivor character. She's been like five times now, and she's on the trains very recently. Like Sandra really knows how to play up the camera, and she does it when having so many fun character moments in both her seasons. Not alone person here, probably not enough to be a top tier, fortunately, most because I enjoy other ones more, but I can't deny the greatness that is Sandra, especially after rewatching her seasons. Then we have Mike Holloway from Survivor Worlds Apart, having one of the best underdog stories, but pretty much had to win immunity for an award, but still, he was one of the more likable people on this cast. I mean, may not be at the beginning, but he became more likable as season went on. And the person that just missed out on the most rushing tier, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people are not going to be happy about this year, but it's the one I always like, but enjoy more, and that is Kenzie Petty, the recent winner. And that's actually the most recent winner on this list, and that is Kenzie Petty from Survivor 46. Yeah, I absolutely love Kenzie. I loved her from minute one. I knew from the present I was going to love her. She's going to place a lot of great character moments, a lot of fun presence for our season, which is going to be just a lovely human to watch. And she was. Was her win obvious? Yeah. But a win made me happy, so. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to say, like, I'm not going to like her. She's obviously wasn't just close to making the round of tier, but who knows? She might still make that tier, but we'll see. Now, we get to what could be the Mouse Survivor War tier. This has the top 15 on this list. It was with top 10, but considering all the winners that's going to be in the previous tiers after, let's expand to top 15. So these are my true top 15 favorite winners in the show's history. Top 15 favorites. Favorites. And again, always just my humble opinion, but I still hope you all enjoy the list nonetheless. Now we get top 15, with number 15 being Dino from Survivor South Africa. Returning the Outcast, honestly, someone who basically was put up pre-merge in his first season and a comeback appears to play, and then he ended up winning the season. And not a very obvious win on this list, considering how much great time he got in, but it was still a pretty good win nonetheless. Then we have Jeremy Collins from Survivor Cambodia. Again, definitely a great win, honestly. A win that basically completely out the second chance with that season. Very likable winner, very fun character moments, very great moods throughout the season. He applied the mean show strategy, which, while it was a thing, he more implemented that strategy. Number 13 going to Rob Bentley from Survivor South Africa. I don't know, secrets to what season is not the most memorable to watch, as much because it is kind of icky at times. Rob Bentley plays one of the most dominant games in the show's history, and he does it in a more fun and impressive way to make it not boring. Now 12, we have Haley from Survivor vs. Bronze. Another one who actually was voted out and ended up returning, but that's because that season was just full of twists and turns and all that stuff. But Haley was still a very likable winner, and that feels show somehow to get voted out and still make the end, especially the kind of guy out George. That's impressive. I feel like Haley was going to win this winners, then no matter how many times she's on the show, I'm always going to be excited to see her. That's just me, though. And at number 11, we have Earl Cole from Fiji, a winner who definitely has gone up a lot of people in recent years. The people still demand that Earl makes a return. And I'm still one of those people as well. I think Earl would do great on a return season. And considering the fact that during that time you only watched one episode, it's really impressive how well he was able to do play a near perfect game and then winning his votes. And now in the top 10, with number 10 going to Ferris from the recent. We have Ferris from the recent Australian Survivor season, time for his Rebels. So of course, consider how much I love that season in our top 3, he was definitely going to make it in top 10. Again, a very good game, very likable winner, very awesome presence throughout, great rivalry with Kirby throughout the season. Just a great presence, someone I'm definitely going to be curious to see him make a return. Number 9, then we have Yul from Cook Islands. Number 8, we got Todd out of China, played an incredibly impressive game. Again, Todd obviously getting the best final travel performance ever. And Yul playing an incredibly great social game that got him the win. Sorry. Number 7 being the last international season. So I think this is the true best international winner. That is David from Survivor Australia All Stars to what I think that's why the worst season. David's still an incredibly impressive winner. Again, no one's predictable on this list, but a very impressive winner. And he's probably the reason why the season's not like down terrible in my opinion. Let me know. Then we have Adam Klein from Survivor Millennials vs. Gen X. Again, another very great winner. So let's have one of the most emotionally poignant stories of anyone ever. And I'm always gonna be a stick on that kind of stuff. That's just me though. Now in top 5, number 5 we get to my favorite new era winner, and that is Jam Jam from Survivor 44. Yeah, it's perfect for what's not the most well received season. Jam Jam, like I said, the ticket trio is still great, and Jam Jam's one of the best characters ever. The fact that, yeah, I'll just say for Caroline, honestly, the fact he's in top 5 should really tell you something. Then we have number 4, we have Parvy Shallow. Oh my god, Parvy's on top 3! Again, just judging her Micronesia game. Still amazing. But if I'm judging her games, she would definitely be a top 3. I don't think anything about Parvy has already been said. But number 3, we have Chris Daughtry from Survivor I Want To. Yeah, I've always loved Chris, but in my opinion, shot way up on the rewatch. Someone who's very snarky, having very fun comments, someone else understood his close being first one brought out, ended up being in position, he ended up being the last man standing, literally, in that season, and was able to actually pull through a great win while having a great final time performance at 4 months, pulling lots of great moves, and just being an overall great character to watch. Then I get top 2, and the basic top 2 that you probably would expect, honestly. And these are my top 2 favorite players of all time, actually. With my number 2 going to Boston Rob Memorial from his win on Ditch Island, which is still an incredible win, despite some questionable aspect. But it's Boston Rob, so of course he's going to make top 2 of a fantastic character. But my number 1 favorite win of all time is Tony Vlachos from both his wins at Kagiana and Winners of War. I remember I used to hate Tony when Kagiana aired. Like, I still don't know why I hated Tony. Maybe because he played like Russell Hands, and I was on the Russell Hands hate train at the time. But man, Tony really played an incredible game with his character, the Spanish, the Spanish Shack, his incredible, crazy over topness. Like, he's over topness done right. And of course, he has that dud run game changes, but we're not judging that. But what person won is never think he was able to win the Winners of War? I'm still shocked that he ended up winning that season. Not because he didn't deserve it, obviously. But I was expecting him to at least make the merch this time. I don't think any of us was looking Tony to fucking win that season. And he did. And I'm happy. Also dealing with nothing everyone's against him, and actually winning immunities. And played some of the most impressive work in Survivor history. So I did that, but yeah. Tony is my number 1. Well, that is my first ranking, and here's how I ranked every winner. Number 69, Brian Heineck from Survivor Thailand. Number 68, Guy from Survivor 2006. Number 67, Vanessa from Survivor South Africa, Panama. Number 66, Avi from Survivor New Zealand, Nicaragua. Number 65, Johnny from Survivor UK Season 2, Panama. Number 64, Lorette from Survivor South Africa, Malaysia, Season 2. Number 63, Natalie White from Survivor Samoa. Number 62, Gigi from Survivor South Africa, Santa Carolina. Number 61, Sophie from Survivor South Africa, South Pacific. Number 60, Charlotte from Survivor UK Season 1. Number 59, Swiss Underwood from Edge Extinction. Number 58, Christy from Australian Survivor 2016. Number 57, Gabler from Survivor 43. Number 56, Erica from Survivor 41. Number 55, Kim from Survivor One World. Number 54, Bob from Survivor Gabon. Number 53, Tom from Survivor South Africa, Philippines. Number 52, Nicole from Survivor South Africa, Immunity Island. Number 51, Mark from Australian Survivor Life is Water. Number 50, Tommy from Island Yaddles. Number 49, Ben from Here First Years for Hustlers. Number 48, Denise from Survivor Philippines. Number 47, Oris from Exile Island. Number 46, General Gassa from the Amazon. Number 45, Fabio from Nicaragua. Number 44, Graham from Survivor South Africa Champions. Number 43, Heike from South Africa Maldives, Season 4, Champ Season 5. Number 42, Shane from Australian Survivor James Tennant's 1. Number 41, Jericho from Survivor Australia 2017. Number 40, Matthew from Survivor UK Season 3. Number 39, Nick Wilson from Survivor with Goliath. Number 38, Wendell from Survivor Ghost Island. Number 37, Sarah Listina from Survivor Game Changer. That might be how Bobby pinned, honestly. Number 36, Vecepia from Survivor Marquesas. Number 55, Amber from Survivor All Stars. Number 34, Matt Anderson from Survivor Zone del Sur. Number 33, Tom Westman from Survivor Palau. Number 32, Danny from Survivor Guatemala. Number 31, Liz from Australian Survivor Heroes and Villains. 30, Dee from Survivor 45. Number 29, Robert from Australian Survivor 2002. Number 28, Pia from Australian Survivor Jim Extenders 2. Number 27, Lisa from Survivor New Zealand Season 2, Thailand. That scene had no good being as good as it was, by the way. Number 26, Ethan Zahn from South Africa. Number 25, Tina from Australia, from the Australian Outback. Number 24, Richard Hatch from Survivor Borneo, the first winner. Number 23, JT from Survivor Turkey Cheese. 22, Cochran from Survivor Caramoan. Number 21, Tyson from Blood vs. Water. Number 20, Michelle Fitzgerald from Survivor Calrong. 19, Marianne from Survivor 42. Number 18, Sandra Diaz-Twine from Buffer Games and Pearl Islands in Hero vs. Villains. Number 17, Mike Holloway from Survivor Walter Parr. And number 16, Kenzie from Survivor 46. 15, Dino from Survivor South Africa Returning Outcast. Number 14, Jeremy Collins from Survivor Cambodia. Number 13, Rob Bentley from Survivor South Africa Island of Secrets. Number 12, Haley from Australian Survivor Brain vs. Brawn. Number 11, Earl from Survivor Fiji. Number 10, Ferris from Australian Survivor Time vs. Rebels. Number 9, Yol from Survivor Islands. Number 8, Todd from Survivor China. Number 7, David Gennett from Australian Survivor All Stars. Number 6, Adam Klein from Survivor Methodogenics. Number 5, James Jam from Survivor 44. Number 4, Pari Shallow from Survivor Magnesia. Number 3, Chris Daughtry from Survivor Farewell 2. Number 2, Boston Rob from Neptune Island. And number 1, Tony Vlachos from Survivor Guyana and Survivor Winners of War. It took me so long, but I finally got this winner ranking out, but I hope you all enjoyed nonetheless. I do plan to do a runner-up, penultimate juror, and final juror ranking and stuff like down the road, so stick to that. I know the run-up's going to be a pretty big video since obviously there's a lot more runner-ups than winners, but I still hope you guys enjoyed it nonetheless. So I would definitely let me know your ranking down below in the comment section down below. Let me know if you want me to put this down, these two lists down below. This is the Final Encyclopedia, signing off.